now that you've worked on the flips, forward and backward flips, take a chance to try to practice mixing them up a little bit. So you've gotten comfortable in a hopefully some kind of routine version of practicing those, but now mix up your routine. So practice, go back and forth, just starting maybe just with the flips, since that's what we just got done working on. Forward and backward flips, just one hand at a time. Then switch hands, practice the other hand, forward and backward and all that a couple times. Going back, trying to get comfortable with them. Then, still one-handed, go between the twirls and the flips. Twirl, flip, flip, forward flip, backward twirl, switch it up, do the same thing the other side. Just work on trying to find ways to mix it up a little bit. And what you're doing is you're trying to find fun ways to hide the repetition of this practice at home, right? I've already worked on doing the flips in a certain pattern or whatever, or 1, 2, 3, 4 with one hand, and 1, 2, 3, 4 with the other hand. But now I'm trying to have some fun with it, so I'm going to make up a new pattern for myself that involves twirls and flips, backward and forward, whatever I can do. Mix it up even between this hand and that hand. When I want to switch hands, I toss it to myself, right? And the twirls take over, whatever happens there. Mix it up a little bit, have some fun. Then once you get kind of good with doing it one-handed, with one stick, then pick them both up. The first way I would recommend here is mix it up between hands a little bit, so just one hand at a time. You're still holding them in both hands, but still one hand at a time, there. You're working on flips, twirls, all that. Then you start mixing it up, trying to see if you can do all sorts of things, right? Then pick a drill you're going to work on, whether like we did earlier with the twirls, we did 2 forward, 1 back or something, and then I tried to twin that. I tried to imitate that exactly in my left hand as how smooth it was and all that. So whatever I'm going to do, I'm going to do forward and backward, twirl, backward and forward toss. I'm going to do forward and backward, twirl, backward and forward toss in the other hand to see if I can make them just as smooth. Boom, 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 and just as quick and comfortable on each hand as I can. So that's an alternating twin drill. The drill is the same in each hand, but I'm alternating them. I'm not doing it at the same time. Finally, next level, do them at the same time. Actually make it a twin drill. So twin forward, twin backward, twirl, twirl, twin backward, twin forward flips. Work on mixing them up like that a little bit, making it all for you. Then last would be work on twin drills but going opposite directions. So if my right hand's going to do a forward flip, then I want my left hand to do a backward flip at the same time. So whoop, there, and then figure out what twirls you want to do, right? So one's going to do a backward twirl, the other's going to do a forward twirl, and have some fun with that. Think about the drill first or whatever. That way it's, or at least I need to, I'm not really good at making that stuff up off the top of my head, so I got to think it through first and say, okay, here's what I want to do first. Here's the drill I want. 1 flip, 1 twirl, or 2 flips, 2 twirls, whatever it is, and then let me practice it separately. Okay, now let me put them together, and I'm working toward putting them together and it making sense to me. I'm not one that can just sit down at a piano and start going, woo! I've got to practice this with the right hand first, then with the left hand, then I can slowly kind of start putting them together. So it's a practice deal. It's not, we're not training for combat with this. This is dexterity drills, and it's a drill to help practice. Can you get your mind to think on these different levels? Can you get your body to go along with it? Can your body react to both of those things at the same time, doing one backward and one forward at the same time, and then doing flips and all that stuff into them? Then maybe for fun you get part of it where they're both going twin for a while, and then you break them back up and now they're going opposites again. Have some fun with it. Just find a way to mix it up, which hides the repetition for you. Again, you can pretend that you got multiple attackers around you. This guy here, doing something, and you're coming over to this guy and you're twirling or flipping around, whatever. As you're preparing, as you're switching stances, switching directions, facing different guys. Either way, it's just, that's how my brain works. It makes it fun for me to think I'm in a movie fight scene or something. And so I like to practice that way and pretend, okay, this guy's over here. He brought his buddy's coming from the opposite direction. Now they're both trying to, surround me or something. So I'm going to keep one on each of them here and whatever, instead of keeping both his sticks over here and not anything toward that guy. That's just how my brain thinks. So it's fun for me to practice like that, or get a couple of Wave Master bags out here and I'll start smacking on them a little bit. Again, it just depends on what you want to tear up. If you're going to tear up the Wave Master or your bob bag, then you probably feel good using your wooden sticks. If you don't want to tear those up, then probably use your padded weapons, but your padded weapons might wear out before your bags do or your bob does. But they're still fun to work with and a good outlet for your stress relief and all that stuff, and just to practice getting the moves down you got. Put the twirls and the flips in between some of the angles of attack moves you've already worked on, and just have fun with that. Work on doing your thrusts and your slashes, your cuts and your retracts and all that at different targets. Maybe it's going for the neck, then the knees or something like that, and I'm putting certain twirls in between them or something. It's a fun way to do it. Hey there, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you'd like more information for more videos that we produce, please check out ninjafit.com, and there's ways for you on that page to follow us, friend us, subscribe to us. We got Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn and YouTube tabs on there, all for you to find more information about NinjaFit, our program a little bit, and more videos off our YouTube page and Facebook pages that we'll post on instructional things, how to. Some of it's going to be for how to for instructors, for our leadership students, and some of it's going to be how to basic things for some of our future students. So please check us out and enjoy.